Oh boy, you have got to be kidding me. I am the only tier 3 ship in this entire game. The enemy has 2 Clevelands, 2 Congos, and a Mayogi, all of whom outrange me. I think Yomaha and Phoenix also outrange me, and tier 4, tier 5, tier 6 destroyers as well. So that's not going anywhere. On my side, we have Arkansas Beta, myself, New Mexico, which fortunately I'm not having to fight. I can't even scratch his paint. Yeah, so everything else in this battle looks pretty well balanced, except for the fact that I'm a tier 3 battleship on 2 brothers, fighting a bunch of opponents that I can't even hit. So, welcome to the life of playing Kawachi, tier 3 Japanese battleship in PvP. You usually won't get something this bad, but you will get things that are pretty bad. Like, if they had a New York and you wound up fighting in New York face-to-face, yeah, no, New York can just wipe you out in one salvo. It's basically what the New York does. Don't get close to that thing. And the Kawachi has to get close because it has 10-kilometer range. That's all it has, fully upgraded. That's what you can do. And it can also only do 20 knots. Clean in a straight line without dodging. So if you're on an end-tier map like this, 2 things are going to happen. Even if you're like on New Dawn or something, same thing will happen. You can go to the wrong place, in which case you'll get no action one way or another until a carrier comes and finds you. Or you can go the wrong place and get involved in a long-range match with a BB or a CA or BC, all of whom outrange you and are faster than you. And guess what? You're not going to do any damage to them if they don't want you to. A high-tier cruiser, just forget about it. You're not going to even scratch them. They're going to burn you to the waterline. So with that said, my thoughts on this game here were to go to the island cluster over there. It's a little bit dangerous from torpedoes, but for the same reason, Kawachi doesn't have much more range than torpedoes, so hopefully I was thinking I could get maybe some shots off at some people that are dumb enough to hug islands despite having long-range ships, which you're going to learn is not a good thing to do in this game. And our destroyers just fired off a completely random torpedo spread there. Destroyer captains, you have at most 7 kilometers. If you can't see something, it's not there. You don't have to fire them. The only map that works on is Solomon Islands. Okay, so that was dumb. And here comes an airstrike that's going to break through right towards our carrier because he didn't bring any fighters, it looks like. They don't have any fighters either. We're both going full suicide. And wait, that dive bomber's coming from me. That doesn't make any sense. What's he doing? Why is he doing that? He is actually going to... Yep, he did. He just dropped a full salvo of bombs on me and missed. Tier 5 carrier trying to kill Tier 3 battleship in a game where there's a Tier 6 battleship that could... If the New Mexico was in front of you, you just roll up their entire team. And, oh dear, those are torpedo planes. That's a dive bomber. Torpedoes in the water. And I would have turned earlier, except I wasn't really believing they were going to go through with that. Because, okay, good spread. You hit me 3 times. You also hit me with the bombs, but the bombs really didn't do anything relative to torpedoes. You took half my health overall. I'm healing it back up now to about 22,000. But your entire strike's out of the game. You have to go all the way back, and his carrier's sitting way, way back. And I'm commenting in chat there that he tried to drop his entire strike package on me, and yeah, I called him an idiot because that is an idiot thing to do. You're killing the most vulnerable but completely irrelevant target in a higher tier game. No. You go after the New Mexico. You try to get him. You whittle him down. You go after the carrier. You try to kill him. Go after our Cleveland. Try to kill that if it's distracted and not running effective anti-aircraft. But no. You kill the Kawachi. So anyway, I'm still alive because the torpedo bombers only hit me with half their spread. And I'm thinking I had to turn, so I had to abort my trajectory towards my little island cluster. And it doesn't look particularly promising anyway. So I'm going to proceed now towards the channel of 2 brothers, which is generally where you don't want to go, but I have to get somewhere to fight, and there might be some action over here. Because I'm never going to be, if you look at me, I'm never going to be able to get over to the F8 area while that's still being decided. I'm not going to be able to get over to the islands. Odds are if I get there, I'm just going to get shot to pieces by something that has longer range. This is not going to work. So I figure this is the best of bad options, and you get a lot of that with the Kawachi. Have I mentioned that you should play this in PvE games only? By the way, on the handle on my account there, that's a reference to a short-lived World of Warcraft Death Knight gang squad. And I just threw it down when I first made a World of Tanks account a long time ago, and stuck around for wargaming, and so whatever. In case you're wondering like why that's all kind of random, what's it doing in this kind of game? Well, picture on Death Knights, and that's the last part is a rank. Again, it was just the first thing that popped in my mind when I signed up for this free-to-play game, which will drop your tier 3 ships in tier 6 games on Two Brothers high-tier map. Oh look, a destroyer coming right up the slot. That's not at all unpredicted. Fortunately, I've got guns loaded. Unfortunately, they're loaded with AP. But he's point blank, so yeah, there goes half his health, and he panics. I have a 30-second reload. You don't have to fire your torpedoes just because I fired my guns, really. And then you run into the island, and yeah, now you're dead. Because your 6 torpedoes could have blown me to pieces, and you never would have had to deal with my secondaries, and I would never have been able to reload my guns. But you didn't do that. So, okay, another fantastic example of intelligence in this game. You can see we're pretty much conceding the 1-2 line side at this point. We turn tail and run. This is what happens on this map, by the way. This is why it's really hard to carry on this map, and it's why you pretty much can't control your win rate on this map unless the enemy team obliges and meets you all in one same decisive area. Airstrike number 4 on the Kawachi. I guess airstrike number 5, excuse me. And now I'm looking around for the torpedo planes because I've kind of figured out what their carrier pilot's thinking. That he's thinking the Kawachi's got to die. Well, okay. But for some reason our team is not really doing a whole heck of a lot with this yet, but hopefully I've let them make a bit of progress, sacrificing myself, doing old-fashioned tanking of damage here. And okay, he screws up the drop too because he's trying to drop in the channel perpendicular. That's a very difficult shot to take. Don't take that as a carrier pilot. God, don't do that. You're better off taking a head-on shot at an angle coming down the pipe. Any case, we break through because the carrier pilot can't kill me, and the destroyer panics. And now I come face to face with a Congo. Okay, I'm dead at this point. I've just conceded that I am a dead ship because I cannot escape from a Congo. There is no way I can run away from a Congo. I can't beat a Congo either. That's not going to happen. But I'm thinking I can contribute here. And I'm also getting bombed with long-range plunging fire from probably my Yogi because I can't even see him. And yeah, so my health's almost gone to 11,000. But this Congo, due to virtue hugging the island, is now going to get into a broadside fight at 3.5 kilometers with the Dreadnought. And yeah, that doesn't go well. I had high explosives in there for the destroyer, but they set him on fire quite nicely anyway. And the destroyer fires a widespread for some reason I don't understand. More plunging fire. He actually hits me. The Congo actually bounces a couple shots there because look at the angle I'm coming on. That's actually a pretty good angle for the Kawachi. It's got over 20 inches effective armor if it's pointing that way. And someone's commenting on me being a stupid spot for a BB. No, your stupid spot for a BB is your Congo there who's hugging an island when all he has is long-range armor. By virtue of not getting shot. And there goes half his health. And a few more secondary shots. And decent effort. He's burned. Main thing is that he's burning. And there I go. So, what did I sacrifice myself for? Can my team capitalize? No, they cannot. Defeat. Not a bad showing. Did almost 30,000 worth of damage of various kinds, including secondaries. But, yeah, lose.